I will be reading you another Brothers Grimm fairy tale, which is The Gold Children. But while I'm reading you this, I also want to crochet a bit because I don't need to think about anything or count stitches. I just need to crochet accordingly. This is what my foundation chain looks like. I will continue doing that while reading you a story. Let's get started. The Gold Children. Once upon a time, there was a man. Once upon a time, there was a poor man and his wife who had nothing in the world but their head. They lived from hand to mouth by catching fish. Once the man, sitting by the water's edge, threw his net and drew out a golden fish. While he was looking at the fish with great wonder, it said, "Do you hear, fisherman? Throw me back into the water and I will change your head into a flying castle." But the fisherman replied, "What use is a castle to me if I have nothing to eat?" "That is taken care of," said the fish, "for in the castle you will find a cupboard which is full of food." "Well, if that be so," said the man, "you will soon have your wish." "Yes," said the fish, "but you must make me one promise, that you will tell nobody in the world, whoever he may be, from whence your luck comes. If you speak a single word about it, all will be lost." The man threw the fish back into the water and went home. And where his head had stood, he found a large castle. The sight made him open his eyes, and stepping in, he found his wife dressed in costly clothes, sitting in a large room. She was very much pleased and said, "Husband, how much has all this happened?" "This is very nice." "Yes," replied her husband, "it pleases me also, but now I am hungry, so give me something to eat." His wife said, "I have nothing, and I'm sure I do not know where to find any food in this new house." "Oh, there is a great cupboard. Open that," said the husband. And as soon as he did, behold, there were cakes, meat, and fruit. At the sight of these, the wife laughed and cried, "What else can you wish for now, my dear?" And they began eating at once. But when they had had enough, the wife asked, "Now, my husband, whence comes all this?" "Ah," he said, "do not ask. I dare not tell you, for if I let out the secret to anyone, our fortune will fly." "Well, I'm sure I do not want to know," she replied. But she was not in earnest, and she let him know peace, night or day, teasing him so long that at last he told her that all their fortune came from a golden fish which he had caught and set free again. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than the fine castle with his cupboard was gone, and they found themselves again in their old hat. The man now had to take up his old trade of fishing, and he pulled out the golden fish a second time. "Alas," said the fish, "let me go again, and I will give you back your castle with a cupboard of meat. Only keep it secret, or again you will lose all." "I will take care," replied the fisherman, and he threw the fish into the water. At home, all was in his former splendor, and the wife was glad of her good fortune. But after a few days, she began to beg her husband again to tell her how he had come by the castle. For a long time, the man held his tongue, but at length he became so angry with her that he told the secret. At the same moment, the castle sank into the earth, and they found themselves in the old hut. "There, are you happy now?" said the man to his wife. "Now we may feel the pangs of hunger again." "Ah," she replied, "I do not care for wealth unless I may know where hence it comes." The man went fishing again, and in a few days he was lucky enough to pull the golden fish for a third time. "Well, well," said the fish, "I am fated to fall into your hands. So take me home and cut me into 6 pieces, 2 of which you must give to your wife to eat, 2 to your horse, and 2 you must put into the ground, and then you will be blessed." The man took the fish home and did as it had said. From the 2 pieces which he sowed in the ground, golden lilies grew up. From the 2 pieces eaten by the horse, the 2 golden cods were born, and from his wife's share she had 2 golden children. The children grew beautiful and fair, and with them grew the 2 lilies and the 2 cods. One day the children said to their father, "We will mount our golden steeds and travel in the world." But he replied, "How shall I know if you are well and happy when you're so far from me?" "The 2 golden lilies," said they, "will remain here, and by them you can see how we prosper. Are they fresh? So we are well. Do they droop? So we are ill. Do they die? And so we are dead." With these words they rode away, and soon came to an inn where there were many people, who, when they saw the 2 golden children, laughed at them. One of them, when he heard the jeers, was ashamed, and would go no farther, but turned around and went home to his father. The other rode on till he came to a large forest. Just as he was about to ride into it, the people said to him, "You would better not go there, for the forest is full of robbers, who will act badly to you, and when they see that you and your horse are golden, they will kill you." But the youth said, "I must, and will go." And then he took bear's skins and covered himself and his horse with them, so that nothing golden could be seen. This done, he rode into the wood. When he had ridden a little way, he heard a rustling among the bushes, and soon heard voices talking. One voice said, "Here comes one," but another said, "Let him alone. He's only a bear hunter, and as poor and cold as a church mouse. What shall we do with him?" So the gold child rode and hummed through the forest. Next he came to a village, where he saw a maiden so beautiful that he thought there could not be one like her in all the world. He left her and asked her if she would be his wife. The maiden was very much pleased and said, "Yes, I will become your wife and be faithful to you all your life." Then they made a wedding feast, and while they were still at the table, the father of the bride came and asked in great anger where the bridegroom was. They showed him the golden child, who still wore his bear skins around him, and the father said, "Never shall a bear hunter marry my daughter," and he would have him killed. The bride begged for his life, saying, "He is my husband, and I love him with all my heart." So at last her father consented to spare him, The father, however, was always thinking about this man, and one morning he rose early in order to look at his daughter's husband and see whether he were a common beggar or not. When he looked, behold, there was a golden man, while a thrown-off bear's skin lay upon the ground. Then the father went away, well pleased that he had not killed the bear hunter. The same night, the golden child dreamed that he hunted a fine stag, and when he awoke in the morning, he said to his bride, "I must be off to the hunt." She begged him to stay and said, "A great misfortune may happen to you." But he said, "I must and will go." And he rode away into the forest, and soon met a proud stag, just as he had dreamed. He aimed at it and would have shot, but the stag sprang off. Then he followed it over hedges and ditches the whole day, and at evening it went from his sight. When now the golden child looked round, he found himself before a little horse where dwelt a witch. He knocked at the door, and a little old woman came and said, "What are you doing so late in the midst of this forest?" "Have you not seen a stag?" he inquired. "Yes," she replied, "I know of the stag well." Just then a little dog, which was indoors, barked loudly at the stranger. "Be quiet, you evil dog," he cried, "or I will shoot you." At this the witch was in great passion and cried, "What? Will you kill my dog?" And then she turned the gold child into a stone. His poor wife waited for him in vain, and soon she thought, "Ah, what I feared in my heavy heart has fallen upon him." But at home the other brothers stood by the golden lilies, and suddenly one of them fell off. "Ah, heavens," said he, "some great misfortune has happened to my brother. I must be off and see if I can save him." But the father said, "Stay here. If I lose you too, what will become of me?" "I must and will go," said the youth. So he mounted his golden horse and rode away, till he came to the large forest where his brother lay in the form of a stone. Out of her house came the old witch, who called to him and would have turned him to stone also. But without going near her, he said, "I will shoot you if you do not restore my brother to me." She was afraid of the brave brother, and touching the stone with her fingers, she gave the gold child his human form again. The two gold children were full of joy, and when they saw each other again, and kissed and embraced and rode together out of the forest. Then they parted. The one went to his bride, and the other to his father. The father said to the child that returned to him, "I knew that you had saved your brother, for the golden lily became fresh and blooming while you were gone." After this, they lived happily ever after, and all went well with them till the end of their lives. That is all. But as for my crochet, I finished nearly one row for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, not bad, not bad. That's all for today. Bye bye.